To take this in another direction, as soon as you brought up Mario Cristobal's demeanor during many post-game news conferences, uh, it brought me back to checking out his press conference at ACC kickoff,
Mm-hmm.
and that while there was nothing contentious there, just his approach, I've always thought, and it was confirmed again last week, is always like he's just on the edge of being pissed off all the time.
Yeah. And, I know people asked him about where he could get a colada, the Cuban coffee that has like 980 million like milligrams of caffeine in a little itty bitty shot. And, he was talking about not having great, coladas or cafecitos up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Maybe that's what it was. He was having a little bit of a caffeine withdrawal. You ever been somebody who's, addicted to Starbucks? Like I worked at Starbucks. I would see people every single day. Like I would see them when they had not had their coffee, craft them a nice, handcrafted beverage. And then, oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's just like one of those, maybe that's what it was. But yeah, he, I think that there's a measure of like, cuddly and friendly and everything. But like, on one hand, it is the Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick, I do not suffer fools thing, but also like, what were you thinking? It's just like if we're asking a question, like there is a logical foundation for what we're asking, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like he, I don't know, views anyone who's not full time in the organization as an op. It's like if you're not in our program, then you're the opposition. You are an enemy. I hate you. You're stupid. And, all of that. So, yeah, that is kind of how he goes about things generally. And, yeah, it is not necessarily as open as like a Manny Diaz. But again, if the success comes this year, do what you want, Mario. And I think that that's the other part of it. At Miami, at least to this point, he has not been successful enough to act the way that he acts. You know what I mean? It's like those are, Nick Saban can scream at somebody on field at halftime. It's not going to happen. So quit asking me, right? Look at all these awards. Look at all of these first rounders. Look at all of this that I've cultivated at the University of Alabama. That is the thing that gives me the bravado and the cover to act that way. At Miami, right now, in the Cristobal era, yeah, you got to earn some of that, my brother.
Super stickers coming in. We've got our buddy Leroy the Black Ninja Turtle. Thank you so much for the contribution, Leroy. And then, of course, Falconer TRX. Thank you for that, as always.
Oh, yeah. While you're looking for another one, I will say a thing that came to my mind. I meant to mention it for the run-up show is farewell and unhappy, unfortunate, forced retirement for wide receiver Michael Redding III, who is medically retiring from football. So he is no longer participating. He is around the program. And Miami is honoring his scholarship. I don't know if you guys remember, but Michael Redding was, I believe his final two were Miami and Purdue, because he is an aerospace engineering major, I do believe. And those are two of the top programs around. He went to IMG Academy, and we're like, wow, what are you doing? But at a look for, the path forward, in his educational and intellectual interests and everything. So, yeah, he is still at Miami. He's going to graduate from Miami. We are honoring his scholarship all the way through, a rotational, kind of bottom half of the rotation, but still played snaps, for a few years there. Yeah, and played in those whatever many games, 19 catches for 239 and 2 tutties, as you see on the screen, and came in as like a mid-low 4-star recruit, from Bradenton IMG Academy and everything. But yeah, it was reported from or by Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald that Michael Redding's career is over. So we, wish him well with, the rest of his life. Obviously, when it's a medical retirement, I don't know what the circumstances are of those, but they usually don't tell you that you can't play anymore for a good reason. But hopefully, and it seems that he is healthy, which is great, and we'll be able to live a full life. So we give him that, and hey, he's still going to be a Hurricane and be an alum such as myself, and go onward in the world. But yeah, tough news. But and there's been Malik Young before him, and Amon Richards. And some others who have had to medically retire and things like that. So, but yeah, the path forward for him, should be bright. Again, guy who came in as an aerospace engineering major, like literally wants to be a rocket scientist. You know what I mean? But yeah, so just wanted to put that out there. Thank him for his contributions and wish him well.
I went to his game log there just because I'm always curious. Anytime I'm curious for diving into any statistics, but with a player like that, seeing that he scored 2 career touchdowns, typically with a player like that, it's the FCS game, it's the Group of 5 game that he gets a touchdown. Yes, one was Bethune-Cookman, but he did score a touchdown against Florida State in 2020.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So, yes, he can go into retirement and succeed in something other than sports, but always, as a Miami Hurricane, have that rather rare distinction, if you think about the entirety of the sport, of scoring a touchdown against the arch rival. So that's something that's kind of cool.